What's up guys, today I'm going to be trying out Mega Camerupt in National Dex OU, and I am around 1700, so not too high, just trying to ladder up and learn the new Terra-free metagame. We have some new additions with the National Dex Terra ban, most notably a Dragapult, King Gambit, and Goldengo, although I believe there were a few other drops, and a lot of things in the metagame are also shaken up a little bit. Terrapagos, one I forgot to mention. So yeah, there are a lot of things that are different in the metagame now without Terra, even beside the drops. And one thing that I thought is, well, every Mega just got a really big buff, because Megas could not Terra before. And they still can't, but now everything can't. And I looked at the tier and I thought, wow, Mega Camerupt looks really good. One downside to it, though, was that Olomomola is extremely common in this tier. It can come in and flip turn and do a ton of damage to Camerupt. So I decided to go with a Nature Power set paired with Rillaboom. This will allow Mega Camerupt to use Energy Ball and one-shot incoming Olomomola. Rest of the moves, Flamethrower and Earth Power, just stab, and Ancient Power is for Moltres and Zard Y. It can one-shot both, which is really, really nice. It also does get a Sheer Force boost from Ancient Power, which is nice for consistency, but unfortunately that means no Mega Camerupt sweeps with Ancient Power. So we've got CB Rillaboom, Camerupt, Olomomola, standard Boots Palt, AV King Gambit, and a support Tusk with Icium Z, EV'd specifically so that it will get a speed boost in Sun, just to bolster the Zard Y matchup a bit. So let's get right into it and see what we got here. And you see I've considered SR Camerupt. I'm a little bit worried about the stall matchup, but you know, we'll see how that goes. Something else actually I just noticed that I think we'll do is we'll actually switch out a set here. Given how weak this team is to T-Spikes, I actually just realized I really want to go Boots on this Tusk, because otherwise removal is going to be very, very difficult in that regard. And we'll actually transfer this Z to Pult. We'll go with Dragonium Z and switch this to a Draco Meteor full special set. So this will allow Pult to really pack a punch. Alright, with that change, let's get right into it. Alright, here we go. Looking at this team looks like exactly what we bring Camerupt for. The strange thing about this team is it doesn't appear to have a lead. Most teams you can look at and say, okay, I think this Pokemon will be starting off, but this team doesn't have a single Rocks. Like, nothing on this team is good at leading. So I think I just want to start with the Rillaboom to establish terrain, and you know, that works too. I'm just going to, this Ursaluna can't Terra, so I'm just going to lead off immediately with a Woodhammer. And okay, we see leftovers, good to know. So I think probably the best response for me is to, I'm tempted to go into King Gambit, but I don't want to do that until a special set has been confirmed. And I don't think that's defensive, but I do think that is HP invested, but not defensive. And sure enough, the calc confirms that. Another option that could be good here is Camerupt. I would hate to see it get poisoned, but I think probably we just go into Camerupt here. I think that's going to be the best all-around option. Okay, we do see an attack come out. It's going to be Shadow Ball, and a very unfortunate critical hit there. Had that crit not happened, we definitely would have been able to survive after Mega Evolving, but we can go into King Gambit here at least. And I'll go for a Sucker Punch. Okay, so the reason I went for Sucker Punch was actually because I expected King Shield and I didn't want to get my attack dropped before I pursued it. I am shocked that my opponent decided to just stay in and attack there, but it is what it is, so okay. And I'm actually going to go directly into Dragapult here. Something you have to worry about in Z formats is the Olomomola has the potential to get Z Fight. So, and I'm just going to go into Pult here and click Devastating Drake to hopefully kill this, and yeah, that crit definitely did not matter. So Sceptile, after it Mega Evolves, can outspeed Dragapult. So I don't want to stay in here. I'm going to go into AV King Gambit, which can handle this pretty well, and especially on a Dragon Ball, so we're taking nothing from that. And here, I can definitely see, okay, so they do sometimes run Focus Blast. This is actually quite a threat to my team, which I did not realize. I think I will Let's see how much Hidden Power Fire is doing. Okay, not much. I think I will Pursuit here. I'm expecting the switch, and sure enough, we got it. If it was Focus Blast, it would have stayed in and Focus Blasted anyway, but now it's very chipped, and I actually think Rillaboom might be able to kill it. Let's see. Yeah, Rillaboom can kill Sceptile now, but not if we give it even a single bit of healing with Terrain, so we've got to be careful with that for sure. Sceptile outspeeding Pult is definitely a really fantastic speed tier. So I think it is worth just staying in and clicking knockoff here. Let's see, it's probably, Z is very common, but okay, interesting. This one is an Assault Vest variant, so good to know there. I think I will actually stay in and go for one more knockoff. Okay, really unfortunate critical hit there, but I can go just into Great Tusk here. Now, due to this being AV, it's probably going to have Draco. I really wanted to chip it with another knockoff, and then Sucker Act. Well, actually, I guess that wouldn't have ever put it into range, really. Either way, I think simplest play is the best play here. Just click Headlong Rush and kill this. Sceptile coming in makes sense. Going to have to sack Camerupt here. Hopefully not Giga Drain. It is Giga Drain. Okay, so that is trouble. But it likely cannot... It does not get Draco Meteor, Sceptile. It does not get Draco Meteor, so it cannot kill Rilla as long as I keep it healthy. We should be able to always come in and threaten the kill with U-turn, so we should not have much to fear there. Now this Incinerates is actually a huge issue for my team in general, but particularly in its current state. So I'm going to hope it doesn't click Substitute here, and let's just go for a Toxic. So getting off this Toxic if we do indeed, and we don't. Alright, let's go for a Protect, hopefully, and here, we'll check the roll here. Okay, we're likely to die, so let's revise this plan. I actually think I sack Tusk here. I don't think this is a very helpful Pokemon to have around, and I'm happy to see that come in. I'm definitely happy to see that come in. If I get up Rocks, is Sceptile dying? Not quite, definitely dying too. I do think I just set up Rocks here, because then I think I can just Grassy Glide through the rest of the team. Yeah, and we're going to survive that thanks to our bulk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rillaboom can just Grassy Glide past him. Not quite, but very close. We can sack Pult and then do it. So yeah, I will just Headlong Rush for damage here. Great. And I believe Glide is a guaranteed kill. Yeah, that's super guaranteed, so I'm just going to go into Rillaboom here and go for the Glide. Yeah, this will not die, but it can't... Oh, okay, looks like we got a... Yeah, we got a high roll, and well, actually not even a particularly high roll, and this should be game. GG. Okay, solid game one. Let's go for another. Wow, we are facing some type of team here. Unfortunately, we seem to be getting very... Oh, I was going to say really low elo opponents, but this person's higher elo than we are. So this is interesting. Probably a Mega Gardevoir, so the team is not as bad as it may immediately appear. Not a huge fan of Camerupt here. It's not terrible, but it's okay. Something else to note is that Sleep Clause does exist here, so you can put one foe to sleep. It's not just banned outright like it is in SVOU. Interesting. So I believe... Yeah, so this still dies to Glide. This still dies to Glide. And I'm so confused as to why this set doesn't have Hyper Voice. But anyway. So I'm probably not dying here. I don't think this guard... Well... The leading is strange behavior. My brain wants to... My gut tells me to Glide because of some wild, wacky stay-in. That really would be a strange move, though, wouldn't it? I'll stay in and Glide. Okay. Yeah, so it would have been better to U-turn, but I don't know. I think so many people just stay in and click on leads. I decided to go with my gut there, and my gut was not correct, but it happens. Actually, and I think I will go into Dragapult here. I think that's strong into more of my opponent's Pokemon and puts me in a more commanding position, like this Breloom. See, it would have been a disaster if I went Olo there, and this positions me very well just to click Will-O-Wisp. That went great, and now we'll just U-turn. So I think probably the strongest position here would be Camerupt, mainly because I don't think Camerupt is actually super great this game, and I want to get it in and just start swinging as soon as possible, really. Okay, we get Toxic. I think that is a fine trade for getting this Clodsire basically out of commission. Latias will come in, that makes sense. I don't too much mind that. And I'll go into Allo here. We might see it Mega Evolve. Okay, we do. So the Gardevoir is not. Indeed, that said. So I believe I do have to respect a Draco here. Actually, no, I do not. I do not have to respect a Draco. So I'm actually going to Toxic here. Okay, and we see Clodsire come in. That very much indicates that this is a Water Absorb set. So good to know there. And seems like a good opportunity to just get up rocks. I figured Clodsire would be afraid there. And we can go Allo here. I'm expecting this might not even have Draco. A lot of these more defensive variants don't. And if you're my opponent, you're pretty afraid of clicking Draco here. Because if you do... Okay, good switch there on the flip turn. But if you do click Draco, then my Kingambit can come in, which you certainly don't want. So I'm going to... It's a little bit of a tough spot. Well, not a tough spot exactly, but a difficult choice. I think I will go into Kingambit, as I expect the Toxic is going to come out here. Okay, and we see Breloom switch in. So I did not get that play correct at all. Happens, though. Probably going to see a fighting move, maybe a Bullet Seed. I think I will go Dragapult either way. Okay, we do get Bullet Seeded, hopefully not too many hits. It's looking like loaded. Unfortunately, we get 5 hit and a crit, so that's really terrible. But it is what it is. I think I do want to just go for the Z move and threaten to kill this here. And we get the Clodsire, which is not amazing, but it does mean we can now wish freely with Alomomola. The fact that this comes in here tells me this is almost certainly Choice Scarf. So I'm going to go into Camerupt immediately. Okay, and that damage would indicate Choice Scarf. And I'm going to switch into Allo here. Part of the reason being I really want to wish up Dragapult. Great, and we can survive here. Gardevoir tracing a Regenerator, which is a cool trick, but Dragapult is about to get up to full unless some insane critical hit happens here, and it does not. So we are getting Dragapult all the way back, and it looks really, really nice here. That did not heal nearly as much as I thought it would. Interesting. Okay, well I think probably the right move is to sack Camerupt, and then we can Pursuit Trap this Gardevoir so we never have to deal with this again with Kingambit here. And I believe Pursuit has a chance to kill even if the Gardevoir stays in here. And so good call for my opponent, and we are going to click Pursuit again. I don't think Kingambit is particularly crucial for this endgame. Good call for my opponent though, to staying in twice. That was well done. So I think the right move is actually to Sucker Punch here, just take the damage on Breloom. And we'll go into Tusk here and just go for an Ice Spinner. And we will live. Okay, and we get the Breloom killed. That's fantastic. So Latias is going to come in here. We do die to a Psychic move. We do not die to an Ice Beam, but we absolutely die to a Psychic move. I can Scout with Allo, but it's sort of like, then what? There really isn't a then. There really isn't anything we can do after that. So I think I will just stay in and go for a Rapid Spin. A lot of Latias do not carry Psychic coverage, so I'm going to hope it's just Ice Beam and we can get off the spin, and sure enough we do. So that's great. I'm pretty sure I can finish this game up with Pult as long as this thing is chipped into range, so I'm actually just going to stay in and click Ice Spinner. Okay, and it goes for Defog, so that's great. I do believe at the range I'm at, I do not live a helmet hit, so I'm going to stay in and click Rocks here, and that's a perfect situation. It did not click Recover, so we can go into Pult here. I believe Hex is a guaranteed kill. Sure enough, the Calc agrees, and I can just go for the kill there. Getting Rocks up is really nice for Sarah Ledge. And I'll just go for the Will-O-Wisp, put this Corviknight out of commission, and we are not threatened by this at all, so I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to heal up Alomomola. And Dragapult, why not? We can do that while we're at it. So the only way this is a threat is if it turns out to be Power Trip, and I just find that extremely unlikely. Wow. We found it. But anyway, that's dead now. I think I'll just Draco here, go for damage. Okay, we do hit. That's great. And now I have no reason not to just click Hex here, and we can finish it off with Rillaboom afterward. Good game. Okay, here we go. Game 3. We may get to test out our ancient power in this matchup. I see that Moltres there. Part of me wishing I had hidden power ice, but I think we can probably muscle past the Lando with other things. This is an interesting one. I think I would like to lead with Alomomola. Toxic looks really good here, and I will just go for the Toxic. The one exception to Toxic looking good is, of course, Glowking, but we can potentially trap that with Kingambit, which is nice as well. And it looks like we're just going to poison the Wellspring right off the bat, so you'll love to see that. Whether to protect stall is a bit of a question here. I think I'll just go hard into Rillaboom, just in case this turns out to go immediately for the Swords Dance. Okay, and that's not a bad situation either. So I think I want to respond to this. There are a few solid options here. One is going for Knockoff, and the other is switching into Camerupt. I think okay, we're just going to have Rillaboom be killed by Normal Gem Explosion. I'd say that's okay here. We still have Camerupt around to handle Moltres, so I'm really not too perplexed about that. And our opponent's just going to forfeit immediately, so interesting. I don't know why we were facing someone that low on ladder, but that was an interesting one. Let's go for one more. All right, this time we're facing a team that looks to be, I would guess, with Rillaboom. Well, honestly, this Charizard just doesn't really fit on this team in general. It could be either form. I'm not really getting a ton of information just from looking at it. I definitely do like Rillaboom here. Yeah, this is a strange team we're looking at. I do like Camerupt. I think I probably want to start with Camerupt, as I think Charizard is a really common lead. And okay, it looks like it'll be Ceruledge. That's fine. The question is, do you stay in with Ceruledge here? I would think not, so I'm going to just go for a Flamethrower, anticipating the switch. And it turns out you do stay in with Ceruledge there. Thank God it was not the bad one. Anyway, though, an Adamant Poltergeist is killing here, actually. So, okay, we've got to maybe revise this plan. I'd say I think this is a good opportunity to switch in Kingambit. I don't think you ever... Dragon Claw. Oh, okay. I'll Sucker Punch here, and wow. All right, that was one heck of a start. What? Elo is 16-16? Oh my gosh. We are facing some characters today. Probably the best response to this is just immediately going into Dragapult. I expect it to be Zardwai. Okay, we're correct. Flamethrower, fair enough. Okay. So, a Z Draco here. Wow, that does not... that's weaker than I expected. I believe Camerupt can come in here. Let me double check that, though. Yeah, so it looks like very likely. So I'm going to U-turn. Okay, we see Lele come in. Interesting. That I did not expect that. Let's go Rillaboom. That'll cancel the terrain. And a Specs Lele can still kill here. Specs is very uncommon, though, and that would leave this team with no speed control. At the same time, I don't have any faith in the structural integrity of this team. That being said, let's U-turn. Okay, we see Gliscor come in. So Camerupt is actually looking not bad here, funny enough. Its Flamethrower can probably kill, and that is assuming a specially defensive set. Flamethrower probably kills. And thanks to Grassy Terrain up, Earthquake, Earthquake will do almost nothing. And so we see Earthquake there do 31, and Flamethrower come off and kill. So that's really nice, getting some help from our opponent's Charizard. Sorry about that. One of my roommates, I think, is leaving and having some trouble with the door. It always jams when you try to lock it. It's a pretty annoying door. Anyway, here, what's our least valuable Pokemon? Part of me wants to say Dragapult, and I think that's the truth. I think Dragapult is our least valuable Pokemon here. And we see Psychic come out. So this is an interesting position. If it's not Specs, if it is Specs, it can kill Rillaboom here, but then I can revenge it with Gambit. So I believe the play is to go Rilla here, and we'll U-turn. Okay, and we're going to get to U-turn on our opponent's Rillaboom, which is really nice. I think the correct play here is just King Gambit. And I think I will Pursuit here. And we just get superpowered. Okay, obviously did not see that one coming. Did not see that one coming at all. Obviously a rough turn. I don't know if that's common in National decks. I don't think that's a thing. But anyway, let's U-turn here and we get the kill. Okay, cool. Problem is now we are really in trouble with Lele. Probably made a mistake there. I think I should have gone Tusk first and gone for Rocks. But anyway, let's try to make the most of this. Let's go. If it's Specs Lele, we might just lose and just get straight up swept right here. Okay, that's actually a good sign. That's a good sign. So we can survive this Solar Beam. I think the play is to just flip turn into Camerupt, and we'll go for the Ancient Power kill. And we're very happy to see just a Flamethrower come off there. We take that for sure. And let's just Ancient Power. So this will absolutely kill. And a Scarf Lele cannot kill, a Specs one can. But I think Lele would be a very risky switch here with the Sun considered. Okay, we see Tyranitar come in, fair enough. So this is likely Mega. Nope, never mind, it can't be Mega. I think this is a good time to get in Tusk and get up Rocks. Okay, Crunch is great. I don't know why your Tyranitar is running Crunch when Tyranitar gets knockoff, but I'm happy that it is. Okay, wonderful, we get up Rocks, and now simple Headlong Rush. And we don't kill, which is interesting. But we survive, which is good. So, okay, actually, how much did that do? That would indicate max HP Tyranitar, which is, I would say, I'm surprised by that. Anyway, no reason not to Headlong Rush here. If the Charizard did come in, we'd get a speed boost and outspeed and kill it. So I believe we are in a guaranteed winning position here. I don't think there's anything my opponent can do about this. And they made a mistake. Yeah, so we've EV'd this Tusk, so it will get the speed boost. There we go. And now we can just kill with an Ice Spinner. And thanks to that speed boost, we'll actually guaranteed outspeed and kill the Lele too, which is pretty fun. And so these have been some kind of low... These opponents have not been impressing me, so we'll go for one more before we wrap it up. All right, and we're facing this weird team again. So let's try to play it better this time if we can. We do have more information now, which is great. The only thing we know about the Ceruledge is that it's not banded. I think I want to start this with Rillaboom, and this time just be less fearful. And we'll go for a knockoff here. Knockoff looks good and did pretty much everything. Okay, that's fantastic. That's a great turn. We're really happy to kill that Ceruledge. I'm surprised to kill that Ceruledge, but we're very happy. So this is probably a banded Rillaboom, or no, it got 5 hits. So this is probably a dice Breloom. We do outspeed it. I am very happy to just get rid of those dice. And then, because that will allow Dragapult to be a much better switch in. And now we can just go right into it. Now we might get Spored here. But no, looks like our opponent did not go for that prediction. And I'm happy to go for Will-O-Wisp. We may get Spored, as I said, but I think we will have time to wake up if we do. And we don't even get Spored. So this Breloom is pretty much out of commission here. I don't feel the need to pop the Z-Draco. I think we can just go for a Hex. I'm not really sure why my opponent is throwing away all of their answers. But I don't mind. Let's go Alomomola. Okay. This is not too bad of a situation. I'll just wish here. Okay, let's protect. So this time I will go for the Toxic. Okay, and Clodsire switches in. Fair enough. Nicely done. I think I like King Gambit here. We can just get a knockoff on something. Get a regen on Olo. Probably the Corv. Oh, okay, interesting. Surprised to see that. Clodsire going to eat the knockoff and then recover. I'll stay in a knockoff again. And let's Iron Head here. Okay, and we kill. I don't really understand that line of decisions. Yeah, so Aura Sphere, as I said, I was expecting Aura Sphere to be on this set. And we can very easily wish and flip turn here. We're going to flip turn and not just switch into Dragapult because we happen to know that this is a power trip Corviknight of all things. So let's Will-O-Wisp here and hopefully hit. A miss there would actually not have been a problem at all. This is a really rough day for this poor guy we're facing. This battle has been an absolute devastation. Yeah, this is over. Okay, that was another. We'll go for one more because that was once again not really much of a game. All right, this looks like a real team, which I'm very happy to see, and decent elo. So I think this is more so what we were looking for. It's also, we see Olo, so there may be a chance to use our Camerupt's special ability here. As for starting the game, I actually like Camerupt. I think, okay, I was not hoping for that, obviously, but we can go into Olo here. Okay, on the Earthquake, fair enough. And I think I'd actually like to just Toxic here. Okay, and we see Iron Crown come in. Yeah, fair enough. Now, this thing can't even kill with a Choice Specs Volt Switch, so I think I'll just flip turn here. And okay, an unfortunate critical hit there. Definitely not what you want to see. Definitely not what you want to see. Fortunately, this Alomomola did not turn out to be... And I will just Woodhammer here. I was going to say, fortunately, this Alomomola turned out not to be Helmet. That would have put my Olo in a really rough spot. Good hard switch to Zard. On this team, it really could be either way. Zard Y, given though that there's a Tusk, probably it's a Zard Y. So I think I'll just go into Dragapult. Okay, we do see the Fire Blast come out. And let's U-turn here. Okay, and we see Olo come in. That makes sense. Let me get in Tusk, and we can go for Rocks here. We'll probably get poisoned. That's okay. Yeah, I don't mind. And I want to get an Olo here. So what's going to happen probably... Okay, likely this Olo is going to try to Wish Pass here. So I'll Protect to block the pass. Then we'll go for a Toxic here. And then we can Wish up our own Olo. Okay, that's actually even better. So I'm actually going to switch hard into Dragapult here, which I don't think my opponent will expect. So I thought they'd take that turn to go for their own hazards, and they did. And now we can U-turn on the very obvious King Gambit switch in. And this allows Tusk to come in, and we'll spin and try to keep maintaining our dominant position in this hazard war. Okay, good switch to Dragapult. Not much to say there. I will just go into King Gambit. I know it's pretty obvious. And okay, fair enough. Well called by my opponent. And I will just go into Dragapult here. Okay, and we catch the spin. Very nice. And I will just U-turn once again. And we catch the Olo coming in. Now this is a really strong position to just click Woodhammer. But I think there's a better thing we can do. I'm actually going to go into Camerupt here. Likely on the Iron Crown coming in. Yeah, and now we're going to go for Nature Power and hopefully one-shot the Olo. Beautiful. That was exactly what we've been trying to set up, and it went perfectly. And we're actually in an even better position than it might initially appear here. Because on top of having killed that Olo, which is great, we also still have Grassy Terrain up. And I don't believe this can kill with a Z. Although it is definitely going for the Z here. So I think we should go into King Gambit. So we're probably going to get, yep, sure enough, Z Dragoned here. And we can just take this Pult out of the game. We'll probably get Wisped on the way out. yeah, we'll still get Wisped. That's fine. Actually, though, now that we know it's set, I could potentially save the King Gambit for later in the game. I would have to take a lot of health on Camerupt. So the question is that worth it? Is that worth it? I would say no. I think I'll just Pursuit and take the L. Take the L on that exchange. Okay, fair enough. And at this point, I'll go Allo. Okay, and we see King Gambit come in. So the fact that this doesn't have leftovers indicates to me it's probably not a Swords Dance set, which I'm happy to see. A Swords Dance set, especially with Tusk poisoned, would be a bit scary at this stage, but weakened as it is, I'm not really too worried. And I'll just go for a Rapid Spin. Yeah, so at this point, I have no reason not to just go into Dragapult. I really even don't mind it dying here. That's completely okay. And I think the move here is just to go Rillaboom and Glide. We're getting to the point where that can actually clean up the game. And Iron Crown. Iron Crown takes it okay, but not fantastic. And King Gambit's not at the health that it can take it either. So I think I will just go for that one more time. Or actually, I think a better move here might just be switching into Camerupt immediately. Might see a Tusk double, but that is not really a concern at this point. Okay, we see Future Sight come out, nicely done. I'll Flamethrower here. Reason to Flamethrower is to catch the potential Zard Y coming in, and it should kill this crown just the same, or actually not if it's a bulky Assault Vest. And it turns out to be just that, a bulky Assault Vest variant. But that's okay. I am more than happy sacrificing Camerupt at this stage. We will take a big Future Sight here, but Camerupt did its job, really cleaned up, and now we are looking at a situation where Grassy Glide can finish the game. Or, actually, not really, though. Not really. We're looking at a situation where we'll have to contest the Zard, so I'm actually going to go Allo here and Wish. And ideally, we can heal up Camerupt here. And it's looking like that is exactly what our opponent has permitted us to do. I think my opponent made a big mistake in letting that happen, because that can now... And because we don't want this thing to get hazard dominance of its own. Okay, interesting. So we're just going to use this opportunity to... Well, do we want to reset rocks? I think this the better would just be to sack King Gambit here and keep Tusk alive. And look at that, we got a little... And I will just Iron Head here. This Zard is probably going to roost. We can Sucker here for damage, since... Okay. Solid switch. I'll just go into Great Tusk here. We're okay with a situation in which both sides don't have hazards. That's fine for me. And I believe I'm faster. So we'll just go for Ice Spinner here. Yeah, this is a defensive Tusk. I'm a speedy Tusk, so it was always going to die there. And no reason not to just go for Rocks here. And this is why we kept Camerupt, this is why we wished it up. Scorching Sands needs a critical hit to kill, and we can just Ancient Power here for the guaranteed kill. And no critical hit, so there it goes. Camerupt did amazing this game. The Wish, the plan worked perfectly. Fantastic game to finish on, and that's really nice. I played one before this to warm up, but we've got 6 wins in a row. That was a nice series. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week. And if you did enjoy, of course, always remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.